everybody, it's Cara back for another Friday art escape. So I am creating on a canvas this time. I have done this page in my journal, and this girl is a sketch that I did on the back of some little piece of cardboard while I was sitting in a cafe one day. And it's now turned into an A4 journal page and now into this, I think it's 50 by 50 centimetre canvas. I have also created I think maybe 4 different characters in this style now. So they've all got the kind of same facial features, and I've just changed the hair. Some of them have got like t-shirts on. Yeah, they're just my little collection of people that I drew one day. So what I've done is I've used a general washing up sponge, in fact, to put some pink on the background of my canvas. I find I get a real nice finish if I do it in circular motions. So that's what I did to create that sort of washy pink background. Then I've used a darker pink, and I did a bit of the ghosting technique with a stencil. So pop a bit of paint onto your page or your canvas and then rub through the stencil with a damp baby wipe. Now, this only works if you've got either paint, gesso, or a layer of gel matte medium below. Otherwise you will rub away at like the paper rather than rubbing away the paint. Just bear that in mind. Then I added some more stenciling sort of coming out of the edge of those patches, and I'm doing exactly the same with lots of colours in my colour scheme. I think I've used purple stars, I think that is. I'm now doing some pink like flowers so that they kind of just blend into the background. I will pop below the colours of paint. They're mostly Dina Wakley paints. There are some Faber-Castells in there. And I'll also pop the names of the stencils if I've got them and know them. The same with the stamps that I'm using now. So I did a little bit of stenciling using what they call a blending brush with my with my Archival ink pad there. I like that gives me kind of a toned down black look rather than, you know, that stark black that you can get if you go through a stencil with the paint. And then I've added some stamping again in the same areas as that stenciling. I tend to keep my stamping and stenciling to 3 areas or 5 sometimes on a bigger piece, but I did feel that this would be fine with 3. And then I'm basically blocking in the colour of my girl. So I'm using this purple for her hair. So I have used the Dina Wakley acrylic paints, but what I am doing is also mixing them with a little bit of white or a little bit of another purple colour. And then I use a deeper purple just to give that hair a little bit of tone so that it's not, you know, one stark colour. It's not too bold, although I want it to be bold. It's bold with some tone on tone colour. Then I use my heat tool, which is just a standard hairdryer, guys. You don't need anything fancy to heat set your paints. Although you shouldn't really be heat setting acrylic paints, as we all know, because they do have plastic in them. But if you do it quickly and on a cool setting, then it should be okay. Just make sure you're not holding it too close to your artworks. So as you can see there, I am mixing the white with the paint. I'm trying to get a lighter pink for the girl's body and face. I wanted her to still be pink, but obviously I wanted her to be a little bit of a different pink from the background. This was my kind of vision for this piece when I first drew it out in my little ideas sketchbook, as I do. I don't know if you guys have actually seen my ideas sketchbook. I have a little tiny sketchbook that kind of, well, I have more than one. I have one sat by the bed, I have one sat by the sofa, I have one in my handbag. And when ideas come to me, I just kind of do a rough sketch of what I think I'm going to do and, you know, write down the colours, etc. that I have in my head. Sometimes they work out exactly as they do in the sketchable ideas book, and sometimes they are totally different, but I love having a little book available just so that if I think of something I can jot it down rather than try and remember it or forget it and then later on be like, oh yeah, I had this idea but I can't remember what it was. So anyway, I've done the same with my girl's face and body as I did with the hair. I've gone in with the lighter colour and then a slightly darker colour on top just to give it a couple of tones of that colour so that she doesn't just look like a flat colour. Now I also did the eye there, as you saw, the heart, the first bit. That was, I'm pretty sure, using Ruby, and again I'm going in with that slightly darker one over the top of that. You probably see it better in the end, in the close-up picture at the end. And then I've done her eyelid. I also use my Uniball broad marker to do my sketchy lines back around the outside. Originally this was a very, very sketchy drawing, and I'd done a single line and was going to keep it at that, but I'm a sketchy drawer. I love seeing the sketchy lines, so I'm putting them back in now over the top of everything. I don't know, sometimes I like a single line, but most of the time if I'm drawing something, you will see all my sketch marks and lines. I love how that looks. It may look messy to some people, but it's my style. Now I'm just adding some splatter with some acrylic paint markers. Again, I will list those all below. So thank you guys for watching my video. I have got another one similar to this with my blue person, which you can see if you look back on my videos from previous weeks. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great weekend and I will see you soon. Bye.